That's another thing it's getting, so I don't need to talk about that now. I'll be cutting my hair. Let's see, people in the audience don't need to worry about that. Let's see, Monica's Galaxy. I wonder who that is. Oh, it's just Monica's Galaxy is probably Monica Breaker. Let's see, Michael Coquel is on the pretrial. And, Mark Rendon for executive. Yeah. So, Boyd. Jose, Araya, Jamie, who knows? iPhone, hard to match. Ari, I don't know. Alex Chavez, there we go. Okay, ready? Because here comes everyone. Good morning, everyone. I'm Judge Person. Welcome to the Temple Municipal Court. I do want to welcome everybody here and let you know that this is court, although we're online, still be in the convenience of your home. Sorry, I've got a few more people coming on in. Ophelia Ramirez, good. And so I just want to kind of lay some groundwork. We have two dockets today. One docket is going to be for the pretrial docket, and the other is just open court. And that's just a variety of things. So I do want to let you know a few things before we get started.
I'm in court.
I want to go ahead and see who's here. And there are some people I've not been able to identify. So just real quickly, Mr. Seacrest, are you here on your own behalf? Or are you representing a party?
Judge, good morning. I'm here representing Stellar Executive Homes.
Okay.
Mark Rendon is also on here, and he's my client and the owner of Stellar.
Okay. All right. So y'all are together. I'll just make note of that. We did get that letter of representation yesterday, and I was curious if y'all would be here today. Ms. Warren's here, and I think let's go ahead and have at least a preliminary meeting on that pretrial. And I'm actually going to go ahead and start that now because I know you know all the rules already because you've been here. So let me just create that room for the pretrial docket.
Okay.
And I will send y'all both. The client, of course, has the right to be there as well. Ms. Warren, I'm going to go ahead and begin your docket. Your docket's pretty short today, but we're starting with Mr. Rendon, and Mr. Seacrest is named Jamie on your screen. He's with a local law firm here in town. So let me go ahead and get that going. If y'all will accept that meeting, I know y'all have done that before. We'll go ahead and get that going. And just accept that meeting on your screen, and it'll push you into the pretrial docket room. So there you go. And then those who are remaining, I just want to make sure I've got folks identified properly because I've made a note of the order that people appeared. I've got one person on the screen named Ari. And Ari, just could you unmute for a moment and let me know your full name, please?
Hi, yeah, it's actually Arash Smiley.
Smiley.
ESMAILI.
Okay, in his case, is around this one. Okay. So we actually have, I believe, Mr. Ismaili, that those that was signed yesterday. Your case was dismissed. So you actually are good to go. You don't need to be here. The case is dismissed.
Oh, okay. Am I gonna get a letter or some info about that?
Well, if you want a copy of that, just email the clerk, and they can email. Do you know how to email the clerk?
Yes. Yeah. Just reply to the email that was sent for this trial, right?
Ask them to send you a copy. That just would be faster. Yeah.
Okay.
I signed that yesterday evening.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
You're done, so you don't need to be here.
Thank you. Take care. Thank you.
Thank you. You too. Okay, great. That helps. And then I had another person named just iPhone. So a person named iPhone, let's see, where is that? There we are, pink haired young lady. What is your full name, please?
Hi, I'm Alexandra Tollison.
Oh, okay, Miss Tollison. I recognize you now. You're on my docket. And we have met before. We used to go to church together. I don't know if you know that. And
Okay, cool.
let's see, let me go ahead and name you Tollison so that I don't lose track. And press an OK. And then I had one person on the phone. And if you could unmute, well, you are unmuted, phone person ending in 409. Could you just tell us your full name, please?
Clarissa Dobbins.
Okay, Miss Dobbins, thank you. We'll get
Yes,
over
ma'am.
to you. And I just wanted to make sure I know who's here. You know, like the gentleman who was here and didn't need to be here. I don't want to keep people in here for an hour and then find out they didn't need to be here. And then I just want to ask if you'll speak up if William Clayton is here. William Clayton, are you here? I don't see him. Okay, so I just want to, and I'll keep trying, but I just want to let you know when you're given a ticket or issued a citation. Oh, I've got one more. That might be Mr. Clayton. So that's everyone. So let me just check on that. But I do want to let you know that when you're given a ticket or issued a citation, that's a method or that's a way that people are accused of something. And if you have not entered a plea yet, your plea is your answer or your response to that accusation. There are three options for pleading: guilty, not guilty, and no contest. And I do want to let you know that if you plead guilty, you're saying I did this. Not guilty is contesting the charge, ultimately asking for a trial, and there is a process for that. One is a pretrial, and I have Mr. Copewell and I have Stellar Executive there, and I have Monica Bricker on that docket today, and everybody, I see y'all here. So I do want to let you know that that's first a pretrial like today, and then the second option is to plead, you do a pretrial, and then there is a final pretrial. If the case is not resolved today, we start moving towards that trial. And that's first a meeting in the courtroom. I set the bond. We set up the trial date. There are some preliminary matters. It doesn't take a long time. You should have already been set for that date. Most folks, that's going to be, for most folks, July 14th at 3. And then, that cancels if we resolve your case today. But otherwise, we'll see you on that day as well. And then if you plead not guilty, we're moving in that direction. If you plead guilty, you're saying I did it. If you plead no contest, you're authorizing me to move forward with your case and sentence, but without saying you did or didn't do it. Okay? So that's the meaning of those three pleas. Those are your options for answering to the accusation. The iPhone that just entered, I suspect, is William Clayton. Right now, it's not connected enough for audio. So I'll just keep looking to see if that connects in. So far, So far, what I would suggest, if you can hear me, and you may not be able to, is to, I know you can't hear. Yeah, I got it. Okay, so anyway, I'm just going to move forward until y'all get connected, and I'll just let them know. Oh, they're off. Okay, yeah, just having some technical problems over there. Okay, so the next thing I want to talk to you about is if you have not entered a plea, there are options still for dismissing your charge. One would be if you have something that can be dismissed by bringing it up to date and into compliance. One would be if you have something that can be dismissed through a driver safety course. You have to meet those requirements. A third one would be if you have something that can be dismissed through a deferred disposition. I'll talk more about that in a moment. And the final fourth option would be if you qualify to be in teen court. Okay, so if you have a compliance dismissal, that first one that I mentioned, and let me get these folks back in. We seem to be having just some issues today. Ophelia Ramirez, was that final? No, I don't see that on for today. We could look and see. Is she on here? Oh, I see. I see. She was in here earlier. I guess she got disconnected somehow. Okay. Well, we'll just take care of everybody the best we can. Okay. Gentlemen with the iPhone, y'all call back in. Let me just find out your name, please. I'm asking you to unmute, and then I'll give more information. I've not forgotten where we are in the case, in the situation. Again, on the iPhone, gentleman with the tree in the background, looking, yeah, you, sir, you just put your face in the screen. Could you unmute and tell me who are you? Your name, please.
Michael Coakwell.
Michael Clayton. Oh, I'm sorry.
Coakwell.
Michael who?
Coakwell. Coakwell.
Coakwell.
Yes,
Okay,
ma'am.
you were on here earlier and got. Okay, so you're physically, I've got you here another way too.
Okay.
So you have a phone doing the video and then, okay, well, you're Michael Coakwell. That's interesting. Okay, well, we'll give it a try. You're on the screen twice, so I don't know what's happening with that.
Yes, ma'am. I don't know what's up with that either. It's on Facebook profile picture, I think. I don't know how I got there.
Well, I'll just call this Coakwell number 2 so that I keep track of y'all. Okay, thank you. We'll just try to keep those two pieces moving together.
Yes, ma'am.
We'll get to you shortly. You're here on the pretrial docket. So
Yes, ma'am.
we have the Stellar organization, and then we have the Monica Bricker, and then we have you. So we'll get to you soon.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so back to the discussion. If you have something that can be dismissed for compliance, I'm just going to let you know that and walk you through it. Okay, like for example, the gentleman that I dismissed a few moments ago, that case was dismissed because it was a compliance dismissal. And I'll walk you through that. You can ask me, but I won't wait for the question because sometimes people don't know the right way to phrase the question. Okay. The second option for dismissal that I mentioned was the driver safety course. And you have to be on time to court. You have to meet certain qualifications before you're eligible to be in that program. If you're eligible to be in that program, you might consider it because it will save you some money. I don't see a lot of people eligible this morning, but I'll walk you through that process if you're eligible for it and see if you can get into that program. And if you can and you complete it, then you gain a dismissal. A deferred option is something where you go on a probation period of time, and if you meet the qualifications, you gain a dismissal. The way that you get into that program is you ask when you enter your plea. So guilty or no contest, judge, I'd like a deferred is the way that you make that request. You may also ask the prosecutor, okay, in a Class C court. You can ask either of us, all right? That's the third option. And then the fourth is teen court. So I do have a young man eligible for teen court, and we're going to take that first because you're underage. Alex Chavez, let me ask you to unmute. Let's talk for a moment. How old are you today, Alex?
I'm 16 years old.
Okay. Do you have a parent there with you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, let's see the parent because I've got to confirm the parents here.
Hello.
Sorry, that was too quick. I just saw a blur.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Hi, are you dad?
Good morning.
Good morning. What's your name?
Perfecto Chavez.
Okay, thank you. And Alex, where do you go to school?
I go to Temple High School.
What year? What grade?
I'm a sophomore in 10th grade.
Okay, great. So there are two pleas, and you entered pleas on both of them of guilty. Do you understand what that means that you plead guilty? You've admitted that you did these things?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, one is speeding and one is a driver's license charge. So my first question is, are you in the process of getting your license yet?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, where are you in that process?
I'm currently available to get my learners right now.
Okay, how quickly can you get that?
As soon as I make an appointment, as soon as I get to make the appointment at the DPS.
You haven't made it.
Yeah, yes, I'm working on it. It's as soon as possible. I'm trying to get a job first.
Okay, what I need you to do, since you've decided to drive before you're allowed to, is you've got to prioritize getting the DL,
Yes, ma'am.
because otherwise I'm not going to be able to do teen court.
Mhm.
Because I'm going to require that you get it, and I need you to get it within 60 days. And right now, like I used to say, oh, go get it. And it would be like a week. And now it's kind of like 30 to 80 days. And
Yes,
I only have a window of 60 days for teen court. So Alex, what I would prefer, but I've got to make sure you're committed enough to show back up on this meeting, is to delay you 2 weeks and give you time to set up that meeting so that we know when you're going to get it.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Or just go get it within 2 weeks if they let you. And then come back on and we'll look at teen court, and your options will be better
Yes, ma'am.
for teen court. It'll be a lot more effective because I'm going to require it. And then if I require it and it's past the 60 days, then you suddenly you failed at teen court, and we just set that up to happen. I don't like to set people up to fail. Okay.
It's okay, ma'am.
Kind of a pet peeve of mine, right? So if I reschedule you for 2 weeks, are you going to be here?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, because I've got you here now. I could sentence you, but I'd rather give you the option you've asked for. And for me, that means I need to know what's going to happen so that we don't set you up to fail.
Yes, I will get my learners.
Okay, or just give me the date when you know you're going to get it, and I can work with that date. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So June 17th, we'll send you a reset. I think you have to sign or confirm it by email. And so I need you to attend to your email in the next couple of hours and make sure you've received it and that you've confirmed you'll be here. And I'll actually take you off the meeting right now, and we'll get your teen court possibilities set up for next time. But right now it's an extension to the 17th of June, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
To get permit or to set up getting it. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Then I'll let you go back to school or work or whatever. You can get a job, okay? It's just that you need to prioritize, like what I heard you say is I'm trying to get a job first, get the license, then get the job, or get the license and job, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. We'll see you in 2 weeks.
Okay. Yes.
Okay, please be here. I don't want you to miss the option to do teen court. It's a good deal, okay?
Yes,
It'll
ma'am.
keep it off your record and keep your insurance from going up.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay, all right. If you don't get a reset and confirm it by noon, you should be calling us to see what happened, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Okay, my next person I'm gonna move to is Leon Boyd. Let me find you. Mr. Boyd, I'm going to ask you to go ahead and start your video and unmute at the same time.
Okay, yes, ma'am.
Okay. Do you have video? Great.
I'm technologically dumb, so
You're doing
hard.
great. You're doing
Okay.
great. Yeah, don't worry. You're doing just fine. Listen, I read your file, okay? And we already have pleas, and you're asking for jail credit, which I'm willing to entertain. I have a few questions too. You didn't need to enter a plea because we already had pleas.
Okay.
Some of your jail time was, if I'm not mistaken, it predated, your offense. But a couple of those days were eligible. About three of those days.
Okay.
And I know that
Judge, I'd like to tell the court that, for one, I don't own a vehicle ancore. As far as getting them in compliance with registration or whatever, I don't even own a vehicle anymore.
So don't let me interrupt you, just not to be rude, but don't take this the wrong way. We're way past that point, okay? Because you've got old cases, and they're not in warrant though, right? You've got older cases, and pleas were already entered, and we're down the road a significant way. You've already been sentenced. It's just amounts owed. So let me try to see what we can do in terms of jail credit, and there might be some payment due as well. I'm not sure. But I did want to ask you a quick question. So you wrote TVJ Builders is where you work, but then you wrote you've been laid off because you've got an eye issue.
Yes, ma'am. I just had eye surgery. I'm still taking my drops and healing up, but I was laid off due to my vision being so bad, and that's another reason I couldn't get my license. I couldn't pass my eye exam. So I worked with TWC for 2 years, and finally they approved me for the surgery. They financed my surgery and everything for me.
Great.
And so I've got that done. I'm on the process of healing and on my way back into the workforce. Mm-hmm. And also, I want to get these tickets, try to get them resolved so that I can go down there and get my license.
Yes.
I don't have the means to pay them off.
Right. Well, I'm finding that there is enough jail time to go ahead and time serve you.
Great. I appreciate that, Your Honor.
And I'm also declaring that you're indigent and can't pay the hold on the license fee. And so I can go ahead and release those. That's going to take a week for us to send it. And then you've got to deal with DPS timetable. They will tell you 3 weeks. No, they'll tell you 21 days. What they mean is 21 business days, which turns into like a month. Okay.
Okay.
So, do you know how to log on and see your license under what's called the failure to appear?
Mm-hmm. The eligibility website?
There are 2 websites. They don't tell you that. One is the eligibility website. Bingo, you've got that one. The other is to get someone to help you if you can't, work the computer right now. But it's called failure to appear.
Okay.
And the failure to appear website is the hold on the license. And I've got one hold on your license, and we will move that to a closed status probably sometime today. It takes up to 5 days to be received by them, even though we do it electronically. And then they take time to clear it. Okay. They just have probably more work and not enough staff to handle it. I don't know what the issue is, but not trying to lay blame, but I know it takes some time. Okay. So just be patient. And what if it were me? I would log on to that, depending on how much of a hurry you're in, every day or every week, at least every week, and see if you've moved from what's called an open case to a cleared case. When you move to closed, it's cleared out of that system. And that means any hold that was in the open file, moved to the closed file, is done. And I'll move you to done, okay, on my end. And then DPS has to move it to done on that open close section. Then I would start looking at eligibility and see if it's cleared. In there right now, it probably says it's not cleared, and it references you to the failure to appear website.
Okay. Thank you so much, John.
If there are other things in that list, don't wait. Go ahead and address them. If you have surcharges, for example, or they need SR22 insurance, start working on getting that done. On the end, failure to appear, you've done it today.
Thank you, Your Honor. I'm sorry it's taking me so long.
Well, I'm glad you finally appeared and let me know what was up so that I could make a proper educated ruling, okay?
Thank you.
If you ever get a ticket again, just even if you don't have money or you don't know what to do, show up and let me know what's going on so that I can address it. If you're not here, I'm working with an empty chair, and the law limits what I get to do at that point to try to.
Thank you.
And it's all down to trying to get you in, So you did that. Right. So now we can clear it up. Okay.
Thank you, Your Honor. I appreciate it.
Okay. Do you have any further questions?
No, ma'am.
Okay. I'll go ahead and remove you. Okay.
Thank you so much. You have a good day.
Thank you.
Uh-huh.
All right. So that clears that one too. Let me just see. I've got Alex Chavez dealt with, Mr. Boyd, Jose Areza. I'm probably saying your last name incorrectly. Let me find you.
Yes, ma'am, you got it right.
There you are. Hi there. How are you today, Mr. Areza? Did I say it in here?
Great. Yes, ma'am.
Close? Okay, good. So, Mr. Areza, I did review the information you submitted. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
I kind of have a few questions. First,
Okay.
I want to confirm it's a disregarding traffic control device. You pled guilty and you requested a payment plan. and asked for 6 months. I don't have any problem with that. I did want to ask you, do you have, it's just you're the income to the home there, and you work in
Yes, ma'am.
Dallas and you live in Temple. How's that working?
We're working remote, so I'm working from home. I get to spend the time with my family. I live with my wife and my firstborn baby, so it's a privilege to do that.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I'm glad that work is working out.
Yes, thank you.
If I put you on to clear this within 6 months, it would be $40 or so. It'd be $42 a month. Are you able to make that payment? Because your bills were kind of rounded up and down, and I'm not sure. If
Yeah,
you
that
can't
sounds
afford-
perfect.
Okay, if you find that you can't afford it, let me know. Don't just go to warrant, okay? But I will go ahead and approve that.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much.
And what I need today is your signature on that. And I
Okay.
need you to tell me what's the best day of the month to collect that $40.
Best day of the month would be on the 15th, I believe.
Okay.
Yes, the 15th.
And we'll start with June 15th.
Okay.
And what we're going to do is email that to you. Can you print it, sign it, and email it back to us?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So we'll email that within about an hour. Look, print it, sign it, email it back to us, and you're good to go for the next step to clear you out, okay?
Okay. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Sure. Any questions?
No, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay. I'll go ahead and remove you from the meeting.
All right. You have a great day.
Thank you. You too. And Ms. Warren, I see y'all have come back in, so let me pull that file up. I've got that one here. And Mr. Seacrest, let me unmute you with Ms. Warren. What are we doing next?
Your Honor, we did reach a resolution in this case.
Oh,
Just to
okay.
give you a little background, this was a code enforcement issue where Stellar Group is the owner of the property, but there was a tenant. So the city did move forward against the tenant, and he was a defendant in several cases. Stellar Group is the defendant in at least 5 cases, but because the property is in compliance, the state is only moving forward on 1.
Okay.
And so they will pay the fine and cost of $581. And we're going to go with the first issued citation, which is the TCC 207-00098.
Okay.
And then there will be a dismissal of the other 4.
Okay. And so they're just paying that one and you're dismissing the others because it's now
Yes.
resolved.
Yes, so it's now resolved.
Okay. That's a pretty good deal. Mr. Seacrest, when is your client prepared to pay the $581?
Judge, I'm sure if he could give somebody a credit card at this point, that's probably an option. Is that correct, Mark?
I'm sorry,
Yes.
Mr. Rendon, let
So
me unmute you, sir. Sorry. I'm sorry. We clicked at the same time, Mr. Rendon.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Hi, how are you doing?
I'm well, sir. How are you?
Pleased to meet you, Judge. I'm well.
Good.
Trying to be in compliance and make sure that we stay that way. That's what we're doing.
Well, the good thing is now that you know everything that's expected, we probably won't see you again. So that's.
Oh, well, yes. It's unusual because I never have been in uncompliance. So
Yeah, I know. And it's a tenant situation. And I think Ms. Warren has graciously worked with you on that issue and come to a resolution that's going to work for everybody. What I'll tell you, Mr. Seacrest, is if he's eligible or able to do that today, you can just call the court and they can do payment by phone or online.
Okay.
Just make sure that you've got the call numbers for that particular case, because we won't have those dismissals for an hour or so from Ms. Warren. And so, it won't reflect it right away.
Okay. Can y'all give us the number that we need to call to pay that?
Yes, I never dial it, so give me a second. 298-5687. And your best bet is to tell them it's the December 16th charge, the first one.
which is the TCC 207-0098.
So
98, yeah.
Okay.
Okay. And then we'll clean up the rest by tomorrow. It ought to all conform.
Okay.
Okay.
Anything else you need from us, Judge?
No, just the verbal agreement that that's what we're doing, and we'll move forward. Open court.
You have our agreement for that, Nicole. I appreciate you working with us. And
Thank you. Pleasure to meet you.
and pleasure to meet you as well.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Sechrist. Thank you, Mr. Rendon. I'll go ahead and remove y'all now, and we'll move forward.
thank you.
Thank you.
Gentlemen. Thank you, sirs. Thank you, Mr. Rendon. Okay, so yes, there you go, right there. It's right there. Okay, Ms. Warren, your next person up is going to be Ms. Bricker, and she's been waiting patiently. And so, Ms. Bricker, what will happen now is in your screen in just a moment, you're going to see a invitation, and you'll accept it. Before you leave today, though, you'll come back into this meeting. There'll be a way to rejoin this meeting. So you definitely do that before you leave, because whatever y'all agree or don't agree to, I still need to talk to you just a few quick moments before you leave, okay?
Okay.
Okay, thank you. Here comes that invitation. Ms. Warren will join you in that room, okay? There we go. Okay, so I'm moving forward as well. And let's see, where we are is Mr. Areza is now resolved. Looking at Ophelia Ramirez, if she's still in here. She's had some trouble with her phone. Just on 789, let me ask, who are you? On the telephone, I've asked you to unmute, and let me see if you could do that, and let me try to figure out who you are. Are you Mr. Cokwell still? No, let's see, Cokwell's, I've got two people. Right, Mr. Cokwell, it's odd. I have two people claiming to be you. Are you alone?
I'm Michael John Coakwell. I don't know who this other Coakwell is.
Okay, I'll figure it out. Okay, you just hold tight. I'll be with you shortly. You're actually next for Ms. Warren. Okay, thank you. Person on the phone. Okay.
Yes.
Not Ms. Dobbins, but thank you, Ms. Dobbins. You are on the phone too. I'm sorry. Phone is 789. Thanks, ma'am. I'm sorry to create confusion. Gentleman who's talking into the phone with the glasses. You have a tree behind you. I'm asking you to unmute. Could you unmute? You've got to unmute. You're talking, but I can't hear you.
Hello,
Hi. Yes. Yes. What is your name?
Ophelia Ramirez.
Ramirez. Okay. Ms. Ramirez, thank you. I don't know how, but we've got you confused with someone else. Okay. Ms. Ramirez, are you also on the phone? 789, is that your phone?
I'm on the phone, yes.
Okay. So, ma'am, let me pull your file because I did review it. And I may have had a question or two. Yes. So it was an insurance case, and it's from May 31st. Okay. And you've entered a plea on your plea form, I think. Let me double check that. Yeah, you entered a plea of no contest. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay, great. And then my next question is, were you insured when you were stopped?
No, I was not.
Okay. And so that plea is appropriate. I'll accept your plea.
Thank you.
And you asked for driver safety. It's actually not an offense that I'm allowed to do driver safety with.
Okay.
But, and then you also asked for community service. And I did look at your situation. You put retired on both you and your spouse. Do you have a spouse?
Yes.
Okay. And what is your retirement and what is your spouse's retirement?
Mine is 1,200 a month, and then his 1,300 a month.
Okay, and you gave me that number. Thank you. I just wanted to confirm that I understood it. And y'all own your home at this time?
It's my daughter's home, but she lets us live here.
Okay. And then what I saw is, I saw that you do have insurance that you're paying now. Is that right?
Yes. Yes.
Great. Great. I'm glad you're insured. And I
And I-
also saw, yes, I also saw you have a series of you have like your life bills and then you have credit card bills, right?
Yes, yes,
So I'm showing that you could make payment, but I just need to give you time to pay it out.
yes.
Mhm.
I did get the insurance. I
Good.
did get the insurance.
Can you pay? Yes. Can you pay
Yeah.
$25 a month?
Yes.
Okay. What's a good day of the month to do that for you? The best time?
Probably about the middle, about the 15th.
Okay. On the 15th, always. And we're going to start June 15th. Okay.
Okay.
And if I email you a document, can you print it, sign it, and email it? Or do you want to come by and just sign here?
I can come by and sign there.
Okay. We're going
I
to
live
set
in
up.
Temple.
Yes, I saw that you're actually not far away from us.
No.
What I'm going to do is prepare the documents for a payment plan
Mm-hmm.
and put them at the front desk. And you came in before. Just come back in. It won't take you long and you'll sign for it. Then you can come in and make payments, or you can call it in, or you can pay online. And you can, when
Okay.
you come by, you can ask them how to do those things. Okay.
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 Thank you.
Ms. Ramirez, I'm going to let you go and you'll come on over now. Okay.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Tullison, we've got you coming now.
Okay, hello.
Hi. So I reviewed everything, and I also saw that you were wanting to maybe like maybe get a reduction and pay it off today or quickly in a single payment. Did you have a number in mind? Right now it's at 602.30.
Yes, ma'am. With all of our bills and expenses, I can't afford a lot. My husband is currently our sole provider. I was working at the Hilton as a bartender and was laid off because of COVID, but I started up a balloon decorating business, and I've been doing that to kind of help keep supplementing some extra income. I can probably pay $50.
Okay, I can't do one payment of $50 and it's gone. But most of what's on here are things that just have to do with taking so long to get to it. I can do a reduction. The one reduction on the VPTA, and just take that fine in half. Did it go to collections? I think it might not have. Let me just look and see what we can do. Were you thinking $50 a month until it's done?
Well, I would like to just end it today because I'm leaving the state on the 17th.
Right, but I'm not going to be able to do that for $50.
Okay, what are my options? What may I do?
To pay it out or to pay it in full. You put $50 and then you put I want a one-time payment. So those are two different things.
I would like a reduction of a one-time payment if that's possible.
Yes, I'm working on that right now. It takes a few minutes. Okay, let's go ahead and do that reduction now. Yeah, of the fine portion. No, the other one is almost done. Yeah, just on the VPTA. Let's do a reduction on that. One case was almost paid and the other we hadn't gotten to it yet. So on that fine, go to the pie chart. That's going to be your better bet to just look generally at what's happening here. Yeah, there it is. So that fine drops just to 100. But I don't know. It went to collections over time. So we've got to do that calculation too. So give us a moment.
Okay.
It's okay. I'm curious how you do it. What's the 50? Ah, gotcha. Some fees like warrants and things, they can't be reduced. So we have a bunch of moving parts we've got to sort out. Right now it's at 602.30.
Okay.
But now we're going to reduce. So, yeah. Yeah. I think, just one moment.
Yes, ma'am.
I think you take the 100 and you calculate what's the collection fee on the 100. And the collection fee is 33%, right? But if you take $100, what's the collection fee on $100? $33, right? I know the collection fee is on $100. I don't know what I mean, this isn't something I'm authorized to do. Only clerks can do that. So do you know what the collection rate is or fee? You'll know what it is on the whole fine, but what is it on? You'll know what it is on the whole ticket. And it's assessed on some, but not all of those fees, but we're not reducing any of those fees, right? We'll be right back with you, Ms. Tollison. Just hold tight. Ms. Warren, and let me find, we had
Ms. Bricker.
So are we resolved or are we moving to trial?
Yes, Your Honor, we are resolved. Ms. Bricker has changed her plea to no contest, and I have offered her the deferred. She did express to me that she's having financial difficulties because of health. So I let her know that you can speak with her about that.
Okay. Any kind of class?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. Thank you, Ms. Warren. We'll work from here.
Okay.
And I will move you forward then to meet with Mr. Coakwell. And Mr. Coakwell, you'll actually receive an invitation to join a breakout room. And when you're done discussing the matter with and listening to Ms. Warren, you'll actually come back in here. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Okay, Ms. Bricker, I'm going to let you unmute for a moment. I will accept the deferred and the no contest plea. I have a couple of questions about your income information. Because you put unemployed, you scratched it out and put McKeska distribution. Last day was May 6th. I know you've been having some health difficulty and we will work with you on that. What is going on? Are you currently working?
I am currently working. I started a new job on May the 10th. My
Okay.
last day with Ms. Keska was on the 6th. I am 3 weeks in the hole. I just barely got my first paycheck Friday.
Gotcha.
I am trying. My husband was in a motorcycle hit and run in October. So he is not able to work.
Just back up. I got to take one piece at a time. Where are you now working?
I'm working at Girling Community Health.
Okay, yeah, I know what that is. Great. So my next question then is, I understand you're in the hole now. You're starting to get paid. Y'all are probably behind because everybody's been sick and having difficulty. What's your income like right now? Do you know what it's going to look like when you get paid? That may have been a partial check, so I don't really know.
It's I make $12 an hour.
Okay.
As far as everything, I mean, I'm struggling. I'm having to.
I know, ma'am. I know. But I have to document, so I have to get answers to questions on my form so that I can take actions that are reasonable for you. Okay. So what was your paycheck like? Was my question.
It was a 80-hour. It's every other week, but I started in the middle, so that's why I'm 3 weeks.
What was your paycheck? What was your paycheck?
I think it was like $780.
Okay, and that's a half check?
That was a full check.
That's a full check. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, and your husband right now is still injured and y'all are working through that?
Correct.
Does he have any benefits coming to him to help him?
Not
No
that I'm
insurance?
aware of. I've been having to pay everything with what I can.
No insurance or anything from BNSF?
Yes. Sure.
Yes, insurance.
Okay, good.
Um,
Is he getting any kind of unemployment or work comp or anything to help him?
no, ma'am.
Okay, and y'all are getting food stamps right now still?
Correct. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so it looks like what we would do is community service, but you're working and that's always a challenge. The deferred is short. And so like doing $20 a month doesn't really work real well here. I can reduce and do 3 payments, or I can just shift it to 14 hours of community service. And to me, we would start and try that because that's probably, you set that up at your own time frame, like whatever works with your schedule. You can go to any nonprofit. You could even go to Girling, but you can't get paid for the hours you do for us.
Correct.
And work for them because it's a nonprofit. They're not on our list because they don't want everybody calling them to do community service.
Yeah. There's actually a help center that has helped me that I asked if they do community service and they said if it was offered to me, they would work with me.
Great. Let's do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
That
Let's do that. Yeah. And
Okay.
I'll give you 60 days to get the 14 hours in. So you
Okay.
don't have to go take off a day of work. You can do a few hours at a time, and if you did 7 hours a month, you'd get there. So that would work out. Okay.
Yes.
All right. So you're eligible because you are what we call indigent right now. Okay. And that's just a designation that you can't make a payment. It's just not going to work. So the deferred, we do have to get your signature on a deferred. And I see you're in a vehicle, so I'm thinking maybe you need to just come by, sign your deferred, pick up your paperwork for community service. And that way you have everything, because it's a bunch of paperwork that goes with the community service options.
Okay. Yeah, I go to lunch at 12. Are y'all open during lunch hours?
We absolutely are, yes. So,
Okay.
so here's what I'll do. I'll do deferred, and the deferred is going to be 120 days long, no tickets, no warrants, no class is required, okay? But 60 days, we need your 14 hours. And you'll come by at noonish,
Yes.
and we'll have that at the front desk. And you'll sign the deferred and you'll get a copy of it. You'll
Okay.
get your community service paperwork, which will include a timesheet for you to be able to fill it out and get your supervisor to sign off on those hours.
Okay.
And it'll also tell you any nonprofit is acceptable as long as we can verify the hours and it's a nonprofit.
Okay.
And then you get that turned in on time and remain ticket-free, warrant-free, and we will dismiss it, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we'll look for you around noon, okay?
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Bricker.
Have a good day.
You too, ma'am. Bye-bye. So Ms. Warren and Mr. Copewell, are we resolved or are we moving to trial?
We are moving
moving
to trial, Your Honor.
Okay, so Mr. Copewell, we actually are scheduled to see you on the 14th of July at 3 o'clock. And I'm just reminding you of that. You should already have notice of that. That will be here in the building. That's not trial, that's an additional pretrial, but we do it that way because it's just not everybody needs to take that step. So we sort that out ahead of time. So we'll
Is that
see
when
you
I
then.
file? I'm
Sorry?
sorry. Is that when I file my motions or do I do that now
You can file your motions and we'll hear them on that date. Sure.
on that date?
We'll see you then.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Okay. Ms. Warren, that concludes you today. And so we will let you
Okay.
go.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Ms. Tolson, we're almost there. What did I just do? There we go. Awesome. Ms. Dobbins will be right with you. Person with the phone, Ms. Dobbins, are you also phone number 789?
I don't think.
Okay, thank you. 789, who are you? I've asked you to unmute and you have not been able to. Could you please tell me who you are? Getting no answer, I can't work with you. So I will remove you. If you need to be in this meeting and I've misunderstood, I'm showing your microphone isn't available. So I don't think we're properly connected. I'm going to remove you. If you want to try again, you can. Otherwise, call the clerk's desk. Thank you. Are we there? So just one moment, a real quick question. Right now, that ticket is 531.70, right? And I'm taking off the fine, half of the fine, right? $100. And then there's a fee that gets taken off as well, right?
A part of the collection.
Right, but the part of the collection fee just relates to the amount of the fine, right?
The fine and court costs.
Yes, but I mean, I'm not reducing the court costs, so it doesn't come off of that, right?
Right, no, it only comes like the.
It comes off of what I take off, right? What is that amount?
So it brought it down to 68.70. So.
It brings what down to 68.70?
The collection agency fee.
Okay.
Yeah.
So here, I'm just confused, okay? Because if you do 531, What's the collection fee percentage?
0.30.
0.3, 0.33 or 0.3? 0.3 because it's 30.
0.3,
It's
yeah.
30%, right? So 30% of $100, right?
No, it's the fine and court costs.
So if I reduce the fine, it also reduces the court costs collection fee?
Only if you reduce the fine, we have to then, because the fine was at $199, so we reduced it. And then, so the fine and court costs, those fees together.
Yeah, are together to be the total.
Right.
Right, but what I'm trying to figure out is the court cost, the court fine is now going to be $99.90, right?
She said 100. So.
Well, I took 100 off. And the fines were $199.90, right? Right. So I don't know how y'all calculate this, but if the fine that we take off is $100 and the collection fee on that $100 is $30, then we reduce the whole thing by $130, right? It's not what this says. I don't care if it's easier. That's 10 cents. It doesn't matter. Okay, but what I'm trying to figure out is how do we get to $377.80 when we only took $130 off of $531.90?
So that's how we were told to do it.
Okay.
I don't know.
It's fine, and she certainly is better off, the defendant, which I'm in favor of. But
she has warranty and Omni fee. That's why. She has Omni and warranty.
So those collection fees get reduced? There are collection fees on those two items, right?
Not on Omni and warranty.
Right.
So just on
the fine. It's the only thing I've reduced. So I'm thinking, I understood that the collection fee was 30% of the whole thing, minus those two things, right?
Yes.
Warrants and Omni. So I guess I don't understand it. This is fine with me if it's correct. I just would like to help. I would like to help verify, and I don't see how. I watched her do it, and I was like, man, I'm more confused than ever.
So
let me have a copy of that, and I'll just try to understand it later. I want Ms. Tullison to go ahead and move forward. So her total now is what?
$377.80.
Plus her other case.
Yes, plus the other case. Yes.
Yeah, I want her to, she needs to know her total. Well, it's certainly better than if I did it. So, so let me go ahead and I'm admitting that person. We'll see if they can connect that. Ms. Tullison, we're getting your final total now. And it's, that's why I don't tell you, because if it were up to me, it would be wrong. The way we have courts set up, it means that judges can't take money, so judges can't do reductions. They can order reductions to be done, and then clerks do that. And that's great because it keeps everything above board. But it means sometimes I'm not really aware. It's always better than what I think it's going to be. So that's good for you. Your total comes now to $448.40.
Okay, yes, ma'am.
When can you pay that? Or do
Today.
you want? Okay. So you're paying that today. It's already been done. So when you hang up, you can call the clerk and pay it. That's probably your best bet. If you want them to send you a receipt, email them a reminder, hey, send me the receipt. I think you should have a receipt. Not because I suspect anything, but because we deal with systems. And if systems fail, you want to have a backup. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
But we'll put that receipt in your file regardless. Okay.
Okay.
If you want a copy, which I always suggest, just email them and say, can I have a copy of the receipt? And they'll gladly send it to you. Okay.
Okay. So
right.
once I pay for this in full, does that mean that there's no longer a hold on the renewal of my license?
Effectively, yes. Now that takes some time. I think you heard me explain it to that gentleman
did.
that went to jail. So it's the same for you.
Okay.
We release it today, but tomorrow you can't just go get your license.
Right.
So
I have, I'm sorry, I have an appointment with the DPS office on the 9th. Do you
maybe,
think it'll be ready in 6 days?
maybe.
Okay.
You might swing by here and show and get a zero balance letter.
Okay.
And just get the clerk to certify it. I used to tell people to do this and it used to work. These days,
Who knows?
I don't know. DPS, I don't know if they're looking for any reason or if they're looking for a reason to help you. I don't know if they're turning people away or saying, well, we got you here. It's an appointment. Let's get it done.
Right.
I don't know the level of discretion that they have. If you show this is Temple, this is this case, and here I've cleared it, and they're saying I've cleared it. We used to send an AMI letter release and they used to receive it. Now we send it electronically and they do not allow us to send them a letter. So there's nothing to copy you on.
Okay.
There's only our statement that we've released it and we are releasing it today. They take anywhere from 5 to 21 days, and that's next week. It's possible. I've seen it happen. I can't tell you how, I can tell you the level of control I have over DPS and their system, and that is it, you know. But I
Yes.
hand it off to them today.
Okay.
Okay. And
Thank you.
maybe, and I would just check the day before. I'd get everything to take with you. And then the day before, if it's moved from open to closed, you know you're good. If it hasn't, you may try it anyway and see if
Yes.
they'll go ahead and pass you through, or if they will say, we can reschedule you quickly on this date or what. I do know that you don't have to go to just your local DPS station. You can go
Right.
to any DPS station in the state. So
Correct. Yes, ma'am.
you might see people were shopping that for a while and now those have all filled up. So I really don't know if they're catching up. I don't have a sense of that yet.
Okay.
I know they are backlogged beyond imagination. I
Okay.
don't know if they have a walk-in or not. I'm feeling it out, but it changes every day. You know, we're
Yes.
open. I think they're open, but I don't really know what they've decided to do about it.
Okay.
I know they are backlogged for years, but they're somehow plowing through. So
Okay.
we'll do what we can do.
Okay. Thank you. I'll call the clerk's office right now.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay, she's calling today. She's calling in. So that's clearing up. So I'm going to try again. Person on the phone, you've got to unmute or I can't. There's no way for me to talk to you. And I'm going to just ask you to unmute, see if it happens. But in the meantime, Ms. Dobbins, let's work together.
Yes, ma'am.
Hi, ma'am. So just a quick couple of questions. I did review the information that was put before me regarding your case. We had 23 hours of community service. It's been due, it's past due. Have you done any of the hours?
No, ma'am. The first time you gave me community service, I was dealing with the death of my mother, and so I was like freshly in the process of dealing with that. And then the second time I went back up there and asked for community service again, I had got kicked out from where I was staying at. So it's basically like I've been just staying where I can for the night.
Okay. So I have you at South 6th Street. Are you still there, living there?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Can you get with us and see, do you have a new address?
No, ma'am, I don't.
Okay. Are you homeless?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have a mailing address that we can use?
Not at the moment, no.
Okay. So, and are you in a vehicle or walking? What's your status?
Walking.
Okay. Are you getting services like Feed My Sheep? Are you getting help trying to sort of sort out the problem here?
Little bit, not much.
Okay. I'm going to need you to come by and sign your documents. I have no problem reordering your community service on the cases where you've entered a plea where I can do that, which is the license and the speeding charge. Okay. And I can give you like a bigger, broad amount of time so that you can try to first address your personal situation and get more secure and keep up with the date. And if you need more time, I can give you even more time. I don't mind working with you if you'll just kind of tend to it. And I know that's when you've got the things going on that you have right now, that's difficult. I know that.
Yes.
So I will work with you the best I can. It's just that the law only gives me sort of a do and don't. You're either here or you're not. And
Right.
I certainly can start over on this. Okay.
Yes.
So right now that total is 463. And that turns still into just the 23 hours. And I'm going to renew that and give that 60 days,
Okay.
which is August 3rd. Okay.
Yes,
Now,
ma'am.
in the meantime, there is an accusation of assault by contact. And I got your note about that. We need to put that into another pretrial. You saw that, or you heard me working with Ms. Warren on that pretrial docket.
Mm-hmm.
Let me just check your file real quickly. Is that assault by contact set for pretrial already? Because they put it on this docket.
I had asked for pretrial,
Yeah.
and I don't think my phone was on when it was around the time for the pretrial, so I
Okay.
didn't make it.
Okay. I understand. Let's go ahead and set that up again. Okay. And if you have trouble like that, if you're able to call us from a different phone, or if you can let us know, hey, come by and let us know, hey, this isn't going to work out. But what would be best is if you can come over today and get your community service documents and sign them, and then sign up for your pretrial, because we do a double pretrial, and one is the Zoom, and we'll set you for that. That's no problem. I can set you for that. The other is if Zoom doesn't work, I come in here date. Okay. And those are going to be the first one on Zoom on the phone, or if you have a visual option, we can do that too. The first one is June 24th. And the come in and visit with us date is August 25th.
Okay, can I just do the June 24th one?
Well, we're doing both because the first one is on the phone. And then if we resolve the case at that point, it's done. And if we don't, then you come in August 25th. Okay.
Okay.
And your community service, let's make it do the same date, August 25th. And I'm going to move your community service to do the same date. So you'd bring us your community service and come on in. Okay. And that'll give you a little more time on your community service as well. A little less than 90 days. So that way, if you're not done with your community service, we can visit. And if your other case is still pending, we can visit about that too. Okay. So you'll only have to just come by. Can you come by in the next hour? Are you in the area?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you in
ma'am.
Temple?
I can try to get there. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Just if you can get here sometime today and sign, and that way, and a lot of the things that I have set up for community service can help you when you're in the position that you're in. So, for example, Feed My Sheep is a place where you can go if you don't have food, and they'll actually let you do community service there and also help you with food, right? So that's a double win, right? And I'm perfectly great with that double win. Okay. So you can see on the list what's there to help you. and maybe help yourself and get this resolved at the same time. And I don't mind that at all. In fact, I think that's a good idea. And then you can sign
Yes,
for your
ma'am.
other two dates, okay?
Okay.
So June 24th is a phone in, and August 25th is a come to the courtroom. And that's also the due date for your 23 hours.
Okay.
Okay, you want to repeat
I
back
have
to
a
me?
question.
Yes.
I have a question about
Yes.
the assault by contact.
Yes.
I went to jail for that.
Right, but you've pled not guilty, and maybe you don't need to be, I don't know if you should be found guilty or not, but let's review the case, and you are eligible to time serve that case, okay?
Okay.
And so one thing at a time, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So we have notes that you went to jail. They did make an arrest, but that doesn't mean you're guilty.
Yes, ma'am.
Right, so I'm not going to apply time served to that right now. Later, if you decide to plead no contest or change your plea, but I would encourage you to have it reviewed first. If you feel that you should not be found guilty, you should do this preliminary meeting first, okay? There's always
ma'am.
time to apply that credit later if it's appropriate, okay?
Yes,
But
ma'am.
right now, I don't
And
think
then,
right now that's not appropriate, okay?
okay. Yes, ma'am. And then I had another question.
Yes.
Say in the future I got stable enough to where I tried to get my license.
Uh-huh.
Is this what I have, the driving without a license, is that gonna stop me? Because I have already a while back before my mom passed, she paid for a course and over the phone, and so I was just needing to go up to DPS and do it.
Mhm. Yes. I
So
don't
is
know
that gonna stop me from doing that?
so I can't give you legal advice about that, although I think that's a good question. What I'm going to tell you, I'll give you a couple of tips about where you might look, okay? And when you come up here, I'm going to actually put a packet in your file for you to pick up too.
Okay.
And it's kind of a
Yes,
how
ma'am.
to get your license back checklist, okay?
Okay.
And so, and it's both. It's either you can get a license or you can get an occupational license. I think you're going to be eligible to get your license, but I don't know your whole history. So
Yes, ma'am.
you have to look in certain databases, and the public library has computer time. So you can go over there.
Okay.
If you don't have access, you can go over there and they can help you a little bit. But the packet I give you will show you where to look to see if you're eligible to get a license or not.
Yes,
It
ma'am.
will go by either your license number, if you ever had one, or your Texas ID number. Okay?
Okay.
Do you have a Texas ID?
I do, but I don't know where it is. I don't know if it's at the house where I got put out at. I'm not sure where it is. So
Okay, well, we may have a copy in your file, or we may have the number.
okay.
I'm going to put your name on this document at the top, Ms. Dobbins, and I believe we have your ID number, and I'm going to go ahead and put that at the top too,
Okay.
because you have to have that number to look everything up.
Yes, ma'am.
So it'll be at the top of the packet called Instructions and Forms for an Occupational Driver's License. But that is also how to check your license eligibility. So that packet will be with all of your other things. Okay? I've handed that to the clerk. Okay?
All right. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Do you have further questions?
No, ma'am.
Okay, listen, I can hear it in your voice. This is a hard time right now. Okay? With me, you've got two dates, June 24th and August 25th, as long as you swing by today and pick everything up. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
And if nothing else happens, just remember those two dates and communicate with us, or come in and be here. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. As far as everything
you.
else goes, try to reach out to anyone that you have in your network of friends and family. But there will be in your community service packet some resources to help you at least find maybe shelter and food. And Feed My Sheep is a good place to go ask. Okay?
Okay.
All right. You hang in there and keep
Thank you.
working at it. Okay?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. Don't give up.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Thank you.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Call you right back. I just still have a person on the phone and you've never unmuted. You're going to need to call the clerk's desk because if you can't unmute, that means I can't talk to you. I do have a no-show for William Clayton and possibly Irene Blanco. I don't know if you're one of those persons. If you could unmute, this is the last opportunity I have because I'm about to end this meeting. Okay, well, I will check and see if the last 3 digits of your number matches in either of those files, but good luck to you. Please hang up and call the clerk's desk and let them know you were on the meeting and could not communicate. Thank you. We'll try to work with you. Yeah, they did hang up, so they did hear us. Okay.